get those?
Well, my wife got them for me up in Canada for my birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
Just for special occasions.
Yeah, it's my birthday, and they fit perfectly. But the socks are from Santa Fe. You know.
Well, you're the stuff now, aren't you?
Well, I'm just having a good time in my old age and my dotage. And I'll be 70 in November. And it looks like any day now I'm going to get a good start in the business.
Well, I'm always happy to talk to somebody who's older than me.
That's hard to do, isn't it?
It is. It is very much. So, how was the set?
Well, I had a great time. I mean, you're not going to go wrong. You're not going to be working without a net when you got Russell Jackson on bass.
Yeah.
The guy was a B.B. King all those years and has played with everybody from Willie Nelson to Charlie Musselwhite. And of course, getting to play with Pete again. Chris, I thought the drummer was pretty good, and we just had a ball. And we're going to tear that boat up tonight, and then tomorrow we're going to come up. I'm going to really cut Russell loose on the workshop stage.
Is that right?
I'm going to work him hard, like a government mule.
All right, for people who don't know, what was the award that you won in Canada?
Well, I won the Maple Blues Award for Piano Player of the Year. You know, they give a Guitar Player of the Year, Vocalist of the Year, and Piano Player of the Year. So I won that, and I was astounded because the other nominees for it are like some of the greatest piano players on the earth. And it just really made me feel like I was being accepted there. And Pete got to be there and see me get it.
Really?
Yeah.
Pete Damon.
Pete Damon was up there, and he saw me get it. And then Holger Peterson from CBC, who does the Saturday Night Blues show, which is nationwide in Canada, he was there. And somebody said, well, next you got to get a Juno. And Holger said, no, Maple trumps a Juno. I don't know if that's true, but that's what he said. But it's very nice.
Yeah.
The first guy that ever won the award was Van Piano Man Walls. He used to play with Big Joe Turner.
Wow.
I idolized him growing up, so that really moved me.
Wow. So that's why we don't see you down here anymore.
Yeah, I've been touring all over Canada, you know, and I just kind of non-stop. And, you know, to come down here, you have to book a whole bunch of shows together, string a big package, or play something like a big festival.
Yeah.
I was here last year at the Rose Festival Parade. We played for 750,000 people and nobody saw it.
Why is that?
I don't know. There were too many people there. It's one of those things like nobody goes there, it's too crowded. I said we have 500,000 people on the parade route and 250,000 people watching it on TV. And then people say, well, why do you never play here? I said, well, just here.
You know, I was talking to one of your horn players. I think it was Jim Fincher. And I played the W.C. Handy medley from your new album on the radio.
Yeah.
And he said he had to pull over because he liked it so much. And he didn't know who it was. This is somebody you played with for years. And when I back announced it and said it was you, he lost his mind.
Well, he didn't have far to go. You know, if you want to drive him crazy, you don't even have to put gas in the car.
Well, what does that say about this album?
Well, it was a real departure for me.
Yeah.
I went into the studio with these guys from Downchild and Fathead and all these great Canadian players and Paul James and a whole bunch of new material and a thing we were going to do. And when we started playing, we played an old Memphis Slim number, Wish Me Well. It was so great, I said, that's got to go on the album. And then the more we played, they just were coming from the same place I'm coming from. You know, they really great players. They play attention. They really listen to each other while they play. And I just wound up playing the music that's meant the most to me in my life that I've never gotten to record. You know, I grew up idolizing W.C. Handy.
Yeah.
His name was spoken with great reverence in my house. My mother, you know, thought of him as like Beethoven. Or, and, you know, he wrote beautiful music. And so I recorded 3 tracks, have his songs on them. So I put this little medley of his songs together, and I called it Mighty Handy.
Well, listen, we all miss you down here.
Well, I miss Portland, and you know, around my house, all the family still, all they ever say is, "When are we going to Portland? When are we going to Portland?" And you know, I'll never stop loving this city. It was so good to me. So many friends. I've got so many friends here that whenever I come down, there's not time to see them all. I'm going to make somebody mad.
Yeah.
But I love all of you, everyone.
So what are you going to do on the Crossroads stage tomorrow?
Well, I'll have Russell Jackson with me again, and I'm going to really turn him loose on that stage, and we'll play something together, and he'll talk about how the bass player works together with the piano player in the old school and the new way of doing it, and he'll do a bunch of songs that he did with B.B. King, and we'll just sort of show how a piano bass drums trio approaches this stuff.
All right, well, we'll see you next time you're in town, and don't make it too long.
Okay, well, I'll have to just keep reading the Oregon Music News online to find out what's going on.
There you go.
You know, if I don't read the Oregon Music News, Lloyd Jones will put out a record and I won't know about it. That'll be the end of the world. Thanks, Tom.